they say fearless leader, does that mean that I'm fearless or you have nothing to fear? Because I'm afraid of many things, clowns. Anyway, that's another topic. But you have nothing to fear. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to chapel. As I remember last time I was up in chapel, we were very up to our necks in snow. Since then, I've been on stage things have returned to normal. Thank you all for the way you're smooth. Appreciate that. There are signs today that spring is right around the corner. And as I'm sure you know, spring break for us is less than 2 weeks away. So, having said that, I encourage you all to stay focused these next 2 weeks and avoid the temptation to check out early. We're at the start of a new trimester, which is a clean slate, and these next 2 weeks will be very important for you to finish off the school year on a strong note. So hang in there. Our recent snow days, though, did finally give me a chance to do some chores I didn't mean to get to since my family and I first moved here this summer. Being a grown-up, of course, I couldn't let the entire day pass without doing something useful. So I turned to the task I've been putting off since I got here of unpacking some movie boxes that we brought with us from Connecticut. I got about halfway through this task when I came across a book that I hadn't seen or thought about for many, many years. The title of the book is All I Ever Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. A collection of short essays and stories. The book was written by a man named Robert Fulgham and first published in 1988, where it stayed on the New York Times bestseller list for almost 2 years. And as an aside, it's worth noting that prior to becoming a best-selling author, Mr. Fulgham was a Unitarian minister, something he shares in common with this particular gentleman hanging up on the wall, who, over my shoulder, you all know from last year's sesquicentennial celebrations, is William Greenleaf Eliot. He too was a Unitarian minister who founded Mary Institute in 1859. And there's my visual aid. I don't have a PowerPoint today. A quiet and humble man, Mr. Fulgham didn't set out to become a best-selling author or to become rich and famous. Instead, fame found him, and in a most unusual way. The title of his book, All I Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, in fact comes from a title of a simple poem that he first wrote for a speech he gave at a lower school graduation ceremony. A person in the audience heard it and liked it so much that she sent it in the mail to Dear Abby. For those of you who don't know, Dear Abby is the name of a newspaper advice columnist. Her real name is Abigail Van Buren, who's been writing a weekly column in newspapers across the country since 1956. Dear Abby loved Mr. Fulgham's poem so much herself that she decided to share it with her millions of readers and published it in one of her weekly columns. The rest, as they say, is history. Listen now, as I share with you the simple wisdom and humor of this short piece. All I really needed to know I learned in kindergarten. All I really needed to know about how to live and what to do and how to be, I learned in kindergarten. Wisdom was not at the top of the graduate school mountain, but there in the sand pile at school. Here are the things I learned. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Wash your hands before you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Learn some and think some and draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work every day some. Take a nap every afternoon. When you go out in the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the styrofoam cup. The roots go down, and the plant goes up, and nobody really knows how or why, but we're all like that. Goldfish and hamsters and white mice, and even the little seed in the styrofoam cup, they all die. So do we. And then remember the Dick and Jane books, and the first word you learn, the biggest word of all, look. Everything you know everything you need to know is in there somewhere. The golden rule and love and basic sanitation. Ecology and politics and equality and sane living. Take any one of these items and extrapolate it into sophisticated adult terms and apply it to your family life, or your work, or government, or your world, and hold it true and clear in turn. Think what a better world it would be if we all, the whole world, had cookies and milk at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then lay down with our blankets. Or if all governments had as a basic policy to always put things back where they found them, and they clean up their own mess. And it is still true, no matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together. All I really need is to know I'm ready. What is the message of this poem? I think that one of its most basic ideas is that although life can be extremely complicated, the basic rules for living are actually quite simple. So simple, in fact, that even a kindergartner can follow. In fact, they're one of the very first and most important lessons that we learn when we first go to school. So why is it that so many of us, students and adults, end up forgetting these lessons? It occurs to me that if Mr. Fulgen were to sum up this poem in one phrase, it might go something like this. Do the right thing, because it's the right thing to do. Of course, these words are familiar to us here in the middle school as we recite them every week here in the chapel, but too often we find ourselves struggling to put them into practice. Why is this? Maybe part of the problem lies in the nature of middle school itself. The truth is, you're no longer children, but you're not yet adults, and you all find yourselves caught in the middle of an amazing change. Desperately trying to figure out who you are as you rush towards a half-baked vision of what you're supposed to be when you grow up. My advice is, before you turn your back on your childhood completely, spend some time figuring out the parts of it that you want to take with you. Remember, you've got a long journey ahead of you. Make sure you pack it up. Second, don't focus so much on trying to act grown up that you forget the basic things that got you safely to this point. The most important lessons in life you never outgrow, but simply adapt to fit new circumstances. And finally, if you really want to know the secret to happiness, stop comparing yourselves to each other based on your house, or your car, or your clothes, or your complexion. And spend some time watching our lower schoolers on the Gleason playground. Our 6-year-old kindergartners are smarter than we think. Little kids often look to older kids for guidance, but sometimes we need to look to them to remember the most basic lessons that we may have forgotten. So, let's see if we can spend the rest of this school year putting these simple lessons into practice. While I can't promise you cookies and milk and a nap with your blanket every afternoon at 3, I do promise that remembering these simple lessons will help make our school a much better place. That's all for now. Have a great rest of the afternoon. And remember, guys, keep it simple. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Carpenter. Next up, we would like to celebrate all the March birthdays. Did everyone celebrate a birthday this month? Please stand up.
And let's welcome 8th grader Alex Wilson Stage to Cincinnati. Speaking of talented, wait till you watch our next presentation. Mr. Roberts, take it away.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the ultimate teen idols, making their MICDS debut from Liverpool, England. Please welcome the Beatles!
we shall never so long keep on trading our song, trading our song. That's all I want to say until I find a way. I will say the only words I know that you'll understand. My Michelle.
today.